Alright, welcome back to people. On this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about something that I had a fear of when I began this journey. Now, many people will have this fear. You may have this fear. This fear was speaking in public. I had a fear of speaking in public. And I still fear that to a certain degree. But I've gotten better, right? Over time, you get better. And one of the people I studied in the past, her name was Nichols. And she creates a lot of information about speaking. As a matter of fact, that's what she does. She has fantastic products and information and content. And sometimes she shares some information that I want to pass something on to you about developing your core message when you're speaking, right? Because that's something you have to have, and you have to understand how essential it is to know how to acquire that for yourself, because it has a lot to do with who you are, right? Because you want to resonate your originality or your uniqueness. You want that to come out, because that is what people will respond to. Not me, they're going to respond to yours, right? So you want to get up there and be you as much as possible, right? Now you're going to have to, go through a process of understanding other things involved, but you want to bring out your uniqueness so that people can welcome that. You want them to welcome that. Now, one of the things she says is, how do you want people to feel when you speak or coach? Take that into consideration. When you get the opportunity to share your information or talk to a group of people, at the end of the speech, how do you want them to feel after you finish? And another thing she wants you to ask yourself is, what do you want your audience to do differently, or how do you want them to think differently? And an example of that is, I want them to confront their limiting beliefs about money. That may be what you want them to do after your speech. Another example is, I want them to own their greatness. Right. Now you kind of see where your mind goes with that, right? Another one is still, I want them to look in a mirror and see their beauty. So if you're going to give a speech and that's the outcome you want people to look at, like if you want people to look at their inner self, what do you talk about that's going to guide them or make them think in terms of looking within, right? Like one of the things that I learned from a guy by the name of Jack Canfield, maybe you know him, is that the way our mind works is we have so many nerves and neurons going on in our body that there's a thing called a reticular activator that's in the back of our mind, and it stores all the information that's going on all at one time. And for instance, if you had to pay attention to everything that's going on at one time in your body, it would drive you crazy. You couldn't handle it. It's like overload. You wouldn't be able to think about anything else. But this reticular activator captures all that, and it uses it green lights things as needed. For instance, if you're sitting in your chair right now and I tell you to think about what's going on in your left foot, your mind just went to your left foot. But before you weren't thinking about that, right? But that reticular activator had that under control all along. So as soon as you call it up, think about what's going on in your back. Boom, your mind automatically goes back there. Think about what's going on in your right arm. Boom, your mind goes there. And that's what its job is, right? So that's what you want to focus on from a speaking perspective. And Lisa also says, this is a question you can ask. What do you want your audience to say about you as an individual after your speech? Do you want them to say that he or she, knew their content, or they were very comfortable on stage, they were comical, they had good delivery, or they were kind of nervous, or I could tell that they were kind of new at this, or they did a good job, but See, all that can be overcame with practice. You have to practice. That is one of the reasons that I'm doing this video. Because see, this is part of my plan. I'm not going to don't tell too many people about this. But see, I'm going to be retiring from my job pretty soon. And when I do, what I'll do is I'll go around the world, not the state, the world, speaking, sharing information, talking to people just like yourself about what I do. That's a plan I have in place. And I'm positioning things right now so that people that don't know me, that have arenas that, you know, they would like for someone like myself or with my skills to be able to come and speak, I'll be more comfortable to do that, right? Not get paid to do it. You know, my fee is going to be, probably, in the thousands to go do that, because I'm setting a system up, right? And that's the way it's done, right? I'm a published author. I've written several books, right? I have a podcast show. I would create over 700 videos. I put the work in, right? So I should get paid. And I will. And I do, right? But it's not about the pay. It's about me living the lifestyle and the life that I want to live. That's what I'm creating. The pay is a byproduct of me doing the work, putting in the work. It's like when you go to work. If you work 8 hours on your job, you have made that company some money, right? Not the maybe $20, $30 an hour that you get, but you have made them probably thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. They're going to pay you that amount, but they're going to keep this amount, right? As a business owner, you get to keep this amount. All of it. It's all yours, except for your expenses, and that's part of operating a business. That's why you get taxed differently for that. But that's another story. But you see how that works, right? All right, getting back to the speaking part. She also says, as a result of people crossing my path. No, this is what she says. What do you want your audience to say about you? Finish one of these sentences. As a result of people crossing my path, their life is better because... Think about that. Now, when I get finished speaking, I want someone to say, as a result of people crossing Larry James's path, their life has gotten better because I was able to share information with them that they could take away, and they could actually implement some of the things right there on the spot, right? Start thinking and doing things differently right there. And then they can move the needle forward in their lives, right? Another one would be, I've enhanced my audience by what? I've enhanced my audience by what? What did you do that made them better people going forward? Well, you presented them with a checklist, or you presented them with a video or newsletter that they can take with them, and then they can share that information with other people, and that will make other people more understanding about what's going on in the world and what's going on with you as well. Because if you participate in let's say you join Toastmasters, which I was a member of Toastmasters for about a year. And I went through that entire process. If you join Toastmasters and you go through that process, then Toastmasters is a place that helps you become a better speaker. And perhaps that's one of the reasons that I'm more confident and more comfortable today, because I actually went through that process and had to get it up in front of people and share information, right? And it's a great system. But if you like to talk, if you really do enjoy speaking and gaining knowledge first, understand that. If you are a knowledge learner, if you love to gain information, which I do love to gain information on a variety of topics, but certain things just catch my like business. I'm totally into business, and I love sharing how you can start your business, right? So anything with business, personal development, health and fitness, I like that type of stuff. So I'm going to continue to gain knowledge, and as I gain that knowledge, I want to be able to share that knowledge, because then I'm giving the universe a way to bless my system, right? Because it is a system. Now, finally, she talks about identifying your ideal market. And one of the ways you want to do that is you want to ask this question: who are they? what are their demographics, their age, their gender, their professions, their race, their socio-economic status, how many children do they have, or do they not have children? You know, all those things are statistics, and all those can be demographed in a certain way where, you know, that becomes your target audience. That's who you, like me, my target audience are baby boomers. People who have time to do a business, because I reach other people as well. But those people kind of, if you did get your money right, or if you didn't get your money right, you have some time now. You freed up some time. You don't have that 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 or whatever used to be the grind for you, right? And now if you don't have to go back to work, you know, it gets, how much fishing can you do, right? Or how much traveling can you do? There has to be a point where, well, I need to do something besides watching this TV, right? Or I need to do something besides, you know, just listening to my wife all the time or my husband all the time, right? So either way, it opens the door for you to say, well, this is something that I believe I can do, right? I can sit at home. I'm already at home. I don't have to get dressed. I don't have a schedule. So whenever I want to go to the computer and do a little this, I can do that. Whenever I want to get in front of the camera and make a video, I can do that. And if you do it and you set it up so that you can do it consistently, here comes that phrase, over time, it will change you. It will absolutely change you. It will change not only you, but the people around you, because they will see you, and they will, someone will try to emulate you. And that's a good thing, right? Because you're doing something that's noteworthy, something that brings value to people's lives, and you're actually helping the universe to become a better place, right? I think so too. I think so too. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. My name is Larry James. My company is SpeakWithLarry.com, and I'll see you on the next video.